Hello, hi everyone. This is Barb Mangami, also known as Coach B, and I am coming to you from Ann Arbor, Michigan. How's everybody doing this evening, this afternoon, or this morning, wherever it is you're tuning in from? I want to talk to you guys today. Before I get started though, please, if you're joining me live, say hi when you come on, and I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. If you're catching me on the replay, I'm really sorry that I missed you. Still, let me know where you're tuning in from. What else do I want to say? Oh, guys, I want to talk to you guys about something. This thing, fear, right? We all know it, we all feel it, and if you don't feel fear, then you're not human. But all of us humans on this planet feel fear, right? So here's the thing about fear. We've heard all these sayings, right? We hear all these sayings all the time. Oh, something great lies, your greatness lies beyond your fears. Yeah, we hear all these things. If you could just work through your fear and get to the other side, you will never know what an opportunity might have brought you because you were so fearful that you didn't take a chance. We hear all this and all that and all this, right? And so we talk about this thing called fear from the perspective of it hindering or stopping us from getting to our greatness. And I was thinking about this and I was like, you know what? We know that embracing your fear means embracing growth, right? Human beings like a familiar space. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Human beings like familiarity. We are wired for the familiar. That's where the word family comes from, right? We are wired for the familiar. We are wired for things that don't change. We fear change most of the time, right? We fear the unknown. We fear the unpredictable. Truth of the matter is, that instinct of fear served a purpose that was way more legitimate and way bigger back in our days when we were, people out there fighting wild animals and so on and so forth, right? We needed fear to keep us alive. But in our present day circumstances, fear is actually not it's not keeping us alive. Fear is robbing us of the joy of living. That's what fear is doing. So I wanted to look at this fear thing and share something that occurred to me, right? When we look at fear, we worry about the things, we're scared to take a risk. That's really where the fear is, because the what if is at the crux of fear. What if I fail? What if I don't succeed? What if I lose money? What if? So in a way, fear is one of those things that is attached to risk. But here's the kicker. Even when whatever it is you're setting out to do is beneficial or low risk, we still have this fear, right? We still have the fear to change. So you know what? I thought about this one day and I said to me, by the way, guys, whoever's watching or will watch, if you get value from this, I'd love it and appreciate it if you share to your groups, share to your friends and everything else. So here's how I thought, you know what? Let's look at this fear thing. What if instead of looking at fear from fear of the things that might go wrong, how about if you induced in yourself fear of staying the same? Does that make sense? So instead of fearing what might happen if you change, what might happen if you make a move, what might happen if you join a business opportunity, what might happen if you embark on your health and wellness journey, usually with that one is fear of failure. Right? So all these what ifs, let's flip the switch a little bit. Let's flip it around and say, what if you started to fear the things that could happen to you if you didn't change? Does that make sense? So here we go. For example, with your health and wellness journey, what if you started reprogramming yourself to fear this? If I don't shed body fat, if I don't lose this weight, obesity. And what happens if I'm obese? Heart disease and stroke, right? Heart disease and stroke are waiting for me. High blood pressure, which leads to stroke, which leads to paralysis. These are all things that are waiting for me. Arthritis, which leads to bad knees, which leads to knee replacement surgery. That's waiting for me. Right? Back problems that might lead to surgery are waiting for me. Diabetes is waiting for me with all its complications, blindness, possibility of diabetic coma, limb amputation. And when you're diabetic, you're immune compromised. So if you have your limbs amputated, you're more likely to get an infection, gangrene, and then further amputation. Guys, does this make sense? That if we looked at the things that are likely to happen to us if we do not change, and let those things, make them real. You know what? Go and look up an amputated leg. Right? Go and look up what somebody who's had a stroke feels like. Look up videos of what it is to have a stroke and not be able to do anything for yourself. Your speech is slurred. Your sight may be impaired on one side of your head, right? You have like a palsy where one side of your face has fallen. You're now dependent on people to take care of you because maybe you cannot walk. You start shuffling around. Go and look, let those things be the things that induce fear of staying the same. When it comes to business, look at the things that you're facing. You say, oh, joining a business, the risk. But here are the things you could think about that would motivate you not to want to stay the same. Debt forever. Maybe leaving behind debt for your children. Not being able to give your children the experiences that you dream of or would. Every single parent wants the best for their kids. And every single parent out there really wants to try hard for their kids. And so are you going to let fear stop you from taking a low-risk opportunity that might possibly give you every single thing that you need to be there for your kid? It might give you time freedom, freedom to travel, freedom to be present for your children when they need you instead of working 2 or 3 jobs at a time just to make ends meet, to get a home for your kids that's comfortable, beds that are comfortable. Be able to send your children to ballet school or teaching lessons. What if you're the one who has a child who's so talented, you see it, but you sit there not being able to afford to send your children to voice lessons, to send your children to basketball camp? Maybe your child is a prodigy when it comes to science, not being able to take them to science camp. Because guess what? You can't afford it. But guess what? You are fearful of taking on an opportunity that might possibly and very likely take you from that place of wishing and wanting and longing for the best for your kids to actually providing them those things. What if staying in a dead-end job where you are miserable could mean stress-related illnesses, lack of sleep, weight gain, anxiety? Would you rather stay the same and risk getting that? Or would you rather say, you know what? No way. I'm going to jump. I'm scared to jump out of this ship. But what if? What if I fall? What if I fail? But guess what? What if you fly? What if you fly? And if you fail, guess what? At least you will have tried. And when you fail, guess what? That's an opportunity for you to learn something. Might be an opportunity for you to say, you know what? This wasn't for me. But let me look around to see what is for me. We tell ourselves all these stories, and most times it's fear of change. Let's start fearing not changing. Let's start fearing staying the same. Story for me, what motivated me to change, what motivated me to get on my health and wellness journey, what made me say enough, other than the fact that I was in chronic pain, was my children. Because for me, the question was, I'm not scared of death, but the question was, how can I live long enough so that my children don't need me in the most tangible and practical way? Right? And I remember thinking, if I continue like this and I die, what will happen to my babies? What will happen to my children? And I took myself down that road. What will happen to them? I would imagine what it was like, what it would be like for them to not have me as their mom. What it would look like for them at night when they wanted mom to come and cuddle and mom was no longer there. What would it look like and feel like for them? Guys, let fear of not changing motivate us to change. Not the fear of what if out there. Fear staying the same. Fear stagnating. Fear degenerating and getting worse every single day because you're not changing something. If nothing changes, nothing changes. If nothing changes, sometimes things get worse. Am I right? If nothing changes, the health conditions get worse. Or the health conditions start coming on. So instead of fearing something that could possibly be good for us, I'll take that. I'll go for the possibility of something good than the possibility of things getting worse than where I am. And that's where I found myself. And that's how my journey started. Is looking at my little children and saying, the worst case scenario here is me dead. Then what happens to them? Think of your loved ones. If you don't have kids as a motivator, think of the people who love you. Think of the people who are with you right now and who's seeing you struggle and hurt on your behalf. Come on now. If you won't change for you, change for them. If you won't start taking care of yourself for yourself, okay, use them as the motivator. Start taking care of you for them. Ultimately, the best way to start any journey is through you and loving you. But I'm telling you right now, if you're not at that space, stop waiting for it. Use a proxy. Use someone else as your motivator. Use someone else as the thing, or some people as the thing, or some cause as the thing that'll get you to say, enough is enough. I've got to change. And believe me, once you decide you want to change, there are resources and people everywhere to help you and support you on your journey. I'm one of them. I'll support you. I'll help you. I'll cheer you on. I'll believe in you if you don't yet believe in yourself. I'll teach you how to do whatever it is you need to be taught so that you get to where you need to get. There's only one caveat, guys. I can't do it for you. I can't say yes for you, right? Whether it be in business, whether it be on your weight loss journey, on your keto lifestyle, whatever it is you choose to do. I can't do it for you. But I can stand in the gap for you. That space and time where you're saying, I don't know. I can come in and I'll tell you, you know what? I did it. You can do it. Because between you and me, there's absolutely no difference. We're both human. I feel and have felt the fear that you feel too. I know this road. I know this journey. I've navigated this road and this journey. And believe you me, here I am. And I'm thankful that I did it. I'm grateful every single day that I took that first step. So guys, I just wanted to share this with you. Let fear of not changing, let fear of stagnating and getting worse be the thing that says go and get into action. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. And I will be back tomorrow. Take care. Bye.